Plan is more comprehensive.
I'm really rich.
I am still standing.
They're rapists.
You may have thought you'd seen everything in presidential campaigns, but this year has been a truly unreal reality show.
The American dream is dead.
I am in the middle here, and lots of things coming from all directions.
I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
And we're gonna have people sue you like you never got sued before.
Our job? Seeing beyond the theatrics and supporting candidates who understand the priorities for union labor and the middle class.
On November 8th, we're going to elect our 45th President of the United States. It's either going to be Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. That decision lies on the hands of the American people. What we're trying to do is make sure our members are educated, informed, and make sure they vote on November 8th.
Donald Trump, you talk about a lot of outsourcing. He himself is owner of a lot of companies, they like to outsource products and then bring them into America, and it takes away from American jobs, American values.
He proclaims to make America great again, yet his constant is to still continue to outsource great American jobs that we can very well do here. It kind of goes against the grain of what he's spewing out in his political arena versus what he's actually doing in reality. I take an issue with that.
The next president needs to, be in touch with what the middle class families, the working class families are going through, where they're at now, the struggles that we've been having and are having.
You can't stress the importance enough of how important it is to have somebody that believes in people who work, the working class, who can relate to us and know the struggles that we're going through on a daily basis. How important it is to get a meal on the table and how important it is for health care and all those other benefits that we receive as workers. So if you got a guy who can't relate to you, then he can't even understand the issues that we're going through on a daily basis.
Members of the labor movement understand you built this country. You built the American middle class. And
Hillary Clinton, former First Lady, former U.S. Senator from New York, former Secretary of State. Probably the most experienced person running for the United States presidency in my lifetime, for sure, and probably in the lifetime of our country.
We do need someone with good temperament, who has experience, who has knowledge, obviously, to deal with other world leaders, to deal with our own leaders here in the United States, and most importantly, to be able to articulate to the American public.
I would ask those that are
We come together every 4 years against the backdrop of another presidential election. 2016 may be the most colorful and polarizing election in our history. With the Supreme Court also on the line, we need to bring the power of you to bear.
The power of you!
That's what makes the 2016 election vitally important. Not only are they going to elect the president, they're going to elect the entire House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate. And the new president will get to appoint possibly 3 Supreme Court justices, and the new Senate will have to confirm them.
The stakes are extremely high for each and every one of us and the families that depend on our livelihoods.
One decision, and it could damage us all. Our wages could go down, we could lose jobs, people would become unemployed. So that's why it's important to have Supreme Court justices who believe in the middle class, who believe in the system, who believe in unions that'll help us keep our jobs and fight for what we need to have our everyday lives.
An extreme right-wing Congress president is anti-union, anti-worker. They're looking out to eliminate the middle class. And it's important that we keep those type of representatives away.
The Postal Service is a cherished institution, but there are nevertheless folks in the United States Congress and people who are trying to make their way into the United States Congress who would be more than happy to engage in piecemeal or outright privatization of the Postal Service, essentially selling off the lucrative parts to the highest bidder.
It's extremely important that we elect officials we consider labor-friendly and who've conscientious of the plight that the Postal Service is going through right now as far as their actual survival.
I actually don't look at the political aspect of it. We look at the person. I don't particularly care if they're Democrats or Republicans as long as they contribute to our members and they're going to help us.
On November 8th, we have to make informed choices for the future of our country and our union.
We have to support union-friendly, worker-friendly, postal-friendly candidates. Because we know our opponents from the far right, those who want to privatize the Postal Service, are going to do everything they can to get their lackeys elected. And we have to do everything possible to make sure that they are soundly defeated. And that's where the power of you comes into play. You have to get involved. All members have to get involved to defeat these people who want to privatize the Postal Service and take all our jobs away.
Having a president that knows workers' rights are very important. It prevents management, in this case the Postal Service or in any job, from taking advantage of people, laying off people, reducing their salaries, making it harder for them just to live every day, day in and day out.
I would personally like a president who's able to listen to my plight, process it, and respond to it open-mindedly.
Open-minded leaders embrace diversity.
The mail handler's craft is made out of different types of diversity, ethnic backgrounds. Hispanic, Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, African Americans, and so on. That is one of our major ingredients that makes this union work. And it is important that we select and elect the proper representative that protects those rights.
We have a country of immigrants, so you just don't have a country just of one religion, one race, one creed. So, we're all in this melting pot together, and so we should all be able to get along together.
We need to stand together. I mean, we're made up of men, women, African Americans, Hispanics, Asians. It's just a wide variety, but we all have a common interest. We all have a common interest in having a decent job, being able to provide for our families, hoping we can send our kids or grandkids to college. We're all in this together.
And we all have to get off the sidelines, get in the game, and remember that all our votes matter.
If every woman went out there and voted, Hillary would be our president. If every union worker went out there and voted, Hillary will be our next president.
You sit on the sidelines, we know the other side isn't. So if you sit on the sideline, you're just helping the opponents of the Postal Service to privatize it.
When it comes down to it, we're all united. And as far as from a political standpoint, it was never more evident than it was last year when we had legislative committees go on Capitol Hill and visit with a lot of the Congress folks. And we saw immediate results in the form of co-sponsors to bills that we thought that were important to us.
There's a lot of moderate Republicans that support our issues, along with Democrats, independents. Well, they're going to help us out with wages, they're going to help us out with workplace issues, legislation that affects like us in the Postal Service. If you don't really know, you could ask the questions. We try not to be biased about it, but there's certain candidates that we can't support.
Staying together is what matters, what gives us the strength we need to fight not only the wicked and the weird in management, but also the wicked and the weird in the halls of Congress that are looking to take what we have, what we've earned, what we deserve away from us, and we can't have that.
It's vitally important that we have people in who are worker-friendly, who'll be willing to support our position and to do things that'll help us because our families are in need of that kind of support.
Simply put, we support the candidates who support us. And those who don't support us can go find themselves.
We are strong and we are united, and we will work together tirelessly to fend off those who will seek to undermine all that we have accomplished as a union over the last 100+ years of our history.
We need to be committed.
The political reality show will continue after our convention concludes, but the power of you can help to ensure a bright future for our union and our country.
The power of you.
The power of you.
The power of you.